Right, one question you guys keep asking me is actually how to network as a producer. I'm going to show you the best ways to do it in 2025 because I can bet the ways that you're networking right now are oversaturated. So if you follow these tips, you're going to be landing those crazy placements. We're going to be going over how to network with producers, network with artists, and actually how to grow your brand. So let's start off with networking with producers. One thing that I've been doing recently is actually building a relationship with certain producers. Around about Christmas last year, I locked in with a guy called JMC, and me and him have cooked some insane beats, and we've got some insane placements from it. So me and him have been supporting each other for around about 2 years now, and for like a solid year and a half, we did not make anything. And then the time came, it was on Discord, we started cooking up, and we've got some insane placements between each other now. And he sent me over a voice note of what he looks for when a producer contacts him. Give it a listen.
I think the best way to grow your network, especially as a starting producer, is to first aim for people that are at the same stage in their career as yourself. Because that way you can grow together, and then when one of you guys pop off or you get a big opportunity, the rest will benefit from it too, because you've built a real friendship or like a connection rather than just collected an email. So yeah, that's my biggest tip.
And the producers who have used this technique have landed placements with him like Party Next Door, Rick Ross, A Boogie, J.I., and many more. It's actually insane. If you apply these techniques that JMC just built, I'm sure you're going to be in a position like him very soon. Also, being a producer, you can also branch out. I'm a loop maker, and what you can do when making loops is split the loop into two things, a loop and a starter. And you can also start networking with people who make loops, because sometimes the people who are sending loops to the producers, they might be sending loops to bigger producers than you are. So why not split it as a starter, send it to them, and maybe get that cut you want. Right, let's move on to networking with artists. One thing that I think producers forget about like 95% of the time is actually building up relationships with artists. Because you're making all these beats, making all these loops, but they're going nowhere. If you can build up a little network of artists, send all your beats to, you're guaranteed placements. And the one tip that I can give is, again, producers, if you're trying to work with artists, don't go for people like Drake. Go for people the same level as you and build that relationship up. I did it with the likes of Hate Zeno. I built a relationship with him and got millions of streams with him. And there's many more artists like it. And the more you grow with an artist, there's more artists that see what you're doing and want to get involved. But yeah, always make sure, follow up artists and always be like, look, this song's hard, let me send some beats. So a guy that I worked with around about 2 years ago called 424KP. He's an absolute insane artist. He's bringing in millions and millions of streams, and he's consistent as hell. I've been very lucky to work with this guy, and he sent over a voice note today explaining to you what he looks for when it comes to producers and sessions and just in general. Listen to this.
To be honest, my only advice for anyone trying to build producer and artist connections is more so just to keep it authentic and make sure that, you know, you're being honest with yourself. You're being the best artist you can be, whether that's the producer or the rapper or whoever. Because to me, I know that when I'm working with somebody who doesn't know what they're doing or doesn't even try to improve, that it can change the mood of a room. It can slow things down. It can just cause little hindrances and disturbances that are not necessary. So I just say, if you keep everything that you do crisp and clean and easy and quick, there's no way that no one's gonna not like you, if that makes sense. Just like, if you can work operationally well at whatever you do, why would anyone not like you? They would keep you around, because it's better to have you around than not. You know what I'm saying?
If you were to apply these tips that KP's just said, you'll be in a situation where you'll be working with artists like KP and working on tracks that have millions of streams. KP mentioned engineering, which is a very good point. And as a producer, I think it's a very useful skill to have, because it will get you in so many more rooms. 9 times out of 10 sessions that I were doing around about 2 years ago, the artist will turn up, have no beats, and you will have produced it, mixed and mastered it. You couldn't have dreamed of for anything better. So it's a skill you definitely need. And also, when you're in the room with the artist, you're building that relationship even more. For instance, like KP, me and him were messaging and working for so long, and then when we actually linked up in studio, you build a different type of relationship with an artist. You know, you're able to show your personality more, and so are they. And you kind of build a friendship there too. Engineering is something you should definitely look into to get into those rooms. I know the amount of artists that want an engineer as well as a producer in the room. So if you can be that all-around person, that's exactly what an artist wants. And with that comes with many financial benefits. Running studio sessions is very good money, mix and masters, and also you then get beat purchases from it. I've got a voice note here from a guy called Marka, and he runs a very, very successful studio business in London. He's a professional mix and mastering engineer working with people like the likes of Nino Uptown, Born Trappy, Notes, and many more. He's explaining to you exactly how you should present yourself in sessions and actually how to grow your studio business.
Alright, cool. So how I grew my studio, I feel like the one that had the most impact was word of mouth. Because when people come in, they record their songs and they have a good energy in the studio with the engineer, and the mix sounds clean. They're gonna want to come back, but also they're going to want to recommend their friends who also rap or want to try rap. They'll be like, "Go to this studio, trust me, you'll get the best mix." It's stuff like that, it goes a long way. So when people come in, always make sure you're delivering a good session. Because when someone hears about a studio through their friend, they're more likely to trust it. Because if their friend is telling them that and they hear the mixes, it's a reliable source. Another one I'd say is definitely placements. Placement had a big effect. And that's because when people are listening to these songs that from artists they fuck with, they listen to it and it's like they can trust it. It's like, okay, this artist that I listen to, that I rock with, trust this engineer to mix their stuff, so maybe I should trust their engineer to do it as well. They're more likely to trust it just because it's just like, okay, big artists go to this engineer. Lastly, one underrated one is put your business on Google. Put your studio on Google Maps, make it easier to find for people who don't know like any links to a studio. And I always have a habit of asking, oh, how do you find out about the studio, just to keep record. The amount of times people have told me, oh, I just found it on Google. I needed a studio quickly. I didn't know any studios, so I just Googled it and found yours.
Guys, if you don't listen to what Mo's just said, you're an idiot, because he is literally speaking facts. I have to say, a lot of my income around about 2 years ago was made from studios. And people like Maraka have a business that are having clients turn up to his studio every single day. Look, he's sick, go book him with him. And again, if you're making the best work possible, the cleanest mixes, the cleanest masters, they're gonna come to you because they're gonna feel like they're missing out. Exactly what Mo said. But trust me, this does not happen overnight. I cannot stress it. It's taken me about 3 to 4 years to get myself in this situation now. The network that I have, the artist connections I have, the friendships and relationships that I have in music, it's taken this long. Right guys, I hope this video has been very useful to you. I want to give a massive shout out to JMC, 424KP and Moalka for dropping them gems. If you guys want to see any more videos like this, make sure you let me know and I shall see you in the next one.